Hello y'all, welcome to part 8 of my Iceland Communist Path playthrough in the Hearts of Iron 4 mod, The Road to 56. In part 7 we helped the Chinese defend their territory from Japan. And now we can go modify our government. Let's get a material designer, go with the Iceland locomotive works, and that will give us more faster train and railway research speed, I think. And here is our army, off in China. They're in Beijing. And they're defending Beijing with our Soviet and Afghan allies, I believe. Well, Mongol allies. As long as we keep holding here, we'll be doing good. It's not looking too great for the Comintern, though, in general, because Germany is taking on Poland right now. They're also pushing pretty hard into Kiev. They took Kiev. Kiev fell. Yeah, there goes Kiev. And that is a big loss to the USSR, who honestly does not probably have enough soldiers deployed to this front they have here with the German Reich. Meanwhile, with all that going on, our ally Albania is fighting it alone with the Germans in the Balkans, and they're facing off against panzer divisions and infantry units. A panzer division has moved toward Tirana. That will not be good for Albania if they lose their capital. That would be terrible. They got to hold their capital. Okay, the panzer division is falling back, nice, but the Albanians may give up a province in Shkodër, or whatever it's called, and that is just something that's happening. It looks like Hungary is moving into the USSR now, toward Odessa in Ukraine. That is not good at all. And we can't really do anything. We're just stuck on defense because we only have 9,000 manpower. But we're just stuck. We're just immobile here. We're just having to watch the Chinese attack us constantly. Hungary claims overlordship over Slovakia. I think Slovakia is currently a German puppet. They're a German puppet. Let me see here. Yes, they are a Slovak state. And it seems that they give up the land. Yes, they did. They gave up southern Slovakia to the Kingdom of Hungary. Albania is not looking any better. They're losing ground rapidly. Why are you guys going on the offensive? Oh my goodness gracious. They're brave, but they don't got enough soldiers to stop the German offensive here. They just cannot push back the Germans. There's too many of them. They're so isolated too. The Albanians are. Like, none of our allies, none of the Comintern members can really help them. Maybe except the USSR, but the USSR is busy fighting Germany, as well as the Japanese and the Greater East Asian Co-Prosperity Spirit. They're also sending aid to help the Constitutionalists in the American Civil War. So that's definitely tying down resources quite a bit. So I wish the Soviet forces there could go a little bit more on the offensive, just start taking more provinces, but I don't think they can, because if they could do that, it could really help us out. It honestly could. And that's not going to happen, though. The Soviets at this point in time, they've lost Vladivostok, they've lost part of Siberia, and Japan is advancing into that more. Beijing is still holding on. Nice, just keep doing that. I think Japan's pushing down here in Shanxi. They took part of that, I think, which, oh well. And Tibet, meanwhile, is on the ropes. They're going to be defeated soon, I think. The Soviets are right outside their capital. If they could just push forward, please, go on the offensive. There's so many Japanese divisions here. Oh my goodness. Rio protocols are signed. Here's some Lend-Lease offer from the Republic of Malaysia. Thank you. Go to our focus tree now and start doing the focus by air to get some kind of research bonus. And now let's get a research something new, like, say, Field Artillery 40. I mean, it is 1941, so that's relatively, I don't know, it's not so much out of date. It just, I don't know, just get support 42 now. That is modern support equipment tech. That may help us out a little bit. Albania, how are you doing? Albania is now, oh my goodness gracious, they're just not doing too well at all. It's not looking good for Albania. They lost part of their country, like the entire northern and central part has collapsed, and some of their divisions are cut off. Is Greece fighting them? Are they? Yes, Greece is fighting the Albanians, and so Albania, I think, is just sort of retreated into a place where they didn't even control it, but they had cores on it. So that's interesting. Poland's making their last stand soon in Warsaw. It looks like it's been cut off from the rest. Okay, Warsaw has fallen. Yep, there we go. And there goes the Polish Republic. So now there's going to be a wider front between the Axis and the USSR in the in Eastern Europe. And that's not good. And that is bad at all. Minsk will be under threat soon. There's no USSR defense. There's no Soviet forces there at all to defend that area. The Indo-Chinese Union joins the Allies. Okay, because I think Japan attacked it. Not a surprise there. Japan is moving into the Philippines. They're also fighting in the Dutch East Indies. That's going on. So Japan is really trying to expand rapidly in that part of the world, in Oceania. And so, oh my goodness, USSR, Albania, please hold on, Albania. You guys gotta keep holding out. Come on, take this territory back. They're going on the offense. Go, Albania, go. Take Tirana. Tirana? Take Flor and Tirana. Just don't get isolated too much. Here's some lend-lease from Afghanistan. Thank you to Democratic Republic of Afghanistan. Meanwhile, on the eastern front of Europe, the USSR is trying to stop the German offensive that is now going to trap Minsk. They're going to occupy Minsk, it looks like. Yeah, Minsk is going to fall in Belarus, essentially. And there we go. So there goes Minsk. The Soviets are very busy fighting everywhere else, so they can't resist them too much. The Republic of the Philippines has capitulated. That is bad, because that just frees up more Japanese troops. With that said, though, there is some Soviet forces that are holding out in Davao, and I don't know if they're going to make a difference, because it's only one division. Meanwhile, Japan is still continuing their advance into Kalimantan and Sarawak. Is that right? I believe it is. Yes. Okay, they're pushing there, and they're going to be pushing into Kalimantan. Overall, they're going to capture that probably. Here's a new division for Iceland. Good, we have 11,000 manpower. I cannot go on an offensive as much as I wish we could. We don't have the manpower. Our army is bigger than the country's population itself, I think. Yes, it is. 157k. 157,000 soldiers. As for country population, we have, let's see here, 131,000, just to give you an idea. And we can only do so much. And Germany is pushing hard into the USSR again. Oh my goodness gracious, they're just going crazy. They're advancing through Minsk now. And they're seeing so much success against the Soviets just because Stalin's forces are busy having to fight in other places. Let's check on the American front, because the Constitutionalists are receiving aid there. I think the Soviet divisions are relocating, it looks like. Some of them are. There's still some Afghan divisions holding out on the western coast of the United States and California, and some American forces there, which are fighting against their counterparts in the American Civil War. They're fighting against the Rio Pact, which has the USA led by Douglas MacArthur. So that is something that's happening. I think our side, the one the Comintern is backing, will lose ultimately. The Constitutionalists led by FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and let's get Jaeger Infantry 1 research, please. How is Beijing doing? We're still holding somehow. How is Tibet doing? Still alive. There's just so many Japanese divisions that are there. My goodness gracious. Come on, break through. Just break through. Is it that hard? Albania. Let's check in on Albania. They lost ground again. Now they're down to like 4 provinces in northern Epirus and Epirus. They're just stuck holding in those areas of territory. Which, yeah, it's not good. They're going to run out of equipment eventually. That is bad. The Germans are fighting against Greece. Meanwhile, the Greeks are fighting against both the Germans and the Albanians. So that makes for a very interesting situation. Afghanistan cancels their lend-lease. Oh well. And now one of our capitulated allies, the Union of Helvetica. Well, it's Switzerland. They want us to help them. No, I don't want no part of fighting against the Axis. I can see how well that's going for the USSR. Honestly, I want no part of that action. I'm not going to get there. Crimea is going to go down soon, isn't it? Sevastopol is being defended by 1 division from... Oh, that's the USSR. Or is that Afghanistan? Or is that like an expeditionary division? I don't know. It's just not looking good for the USSR. Leningrad will fall soon, it seems. I mean, look at the current pace of things. At this rate, it won't surprise me if that happens by Era's research. Good. Now, in the focus tree, let's start doing something else, like, say, advanced elite troops. Get that done now. Good. Improved desert and jungle clothing is complete. And let us research at this point in the military part of the tree. Research this advanced special forces training. Just get that done. And the Soviets are just struggling so much. They're having such a bad time on the Eastern Front. They just do not have the troops for this front. Let me see. Let me zoom out just to get an idea if I can get a clear number here. Okay, 13. They're slightly outnumbered, I think. That's the problem. And I think the Germans may be better supplied than they are. I don't know. They just don't have the numbers to hold the front line down. The Soviets don't. I could transfer my divisions away from China, but that would put Beijing under threat, so I may not do that. There's so many... Oh my goodness gracious. It's just ridiculous. China... I think the Tibet is trying to push outward. That's slightly concerning. Definitely concerning, at the very least. We have help from Burma. Maybe they could help us out there in Tibet. Oh, this is bad. It's just looking so... It's such a rapid offensive. It's like Barbarossa, but what if... It's literally just Barbarossa. It's that. It's very successful right now. They're pushing toward Moscow. The Soviets have hardly any divisions there. Do I transfer some divisions away from the front line in China? Maybe let's grab like 4 or 5 divisions, form a new army. Do I have another commander even? Do I? No, get a new commander. Yes, okay, his job. You're going to go fight on the Eastern Front, go defend Moscow, and try to make a difference there, because this is not looking good. This is looking very bad. We have those 5 divisions now leaving the front line in China to go toward Europe and try to hold Russia, although with that said, it's only 5 divisions, so they'll make somewhat of a difference on a local level. And now the Hungarian armed forces enter Istanbul. That is a big deal. Hungary is in Istanbul. I repeat, Hungary is in Istanbul. That is crazy. So Albania, how's Albania doing? They're still holding out. They're fighting against Germans, Greeks. Well, I think now they're mostly just fighting against Italians. It's just a very crazy situation there. And oh my goodness gracious, how fast will it be till our troops get there? How long? They have a long trip to get to Europe. Well, European Russia. It's looking terrible. Oh, Sevastopol is going to fall soon. These guys here are surrounded. This is like a Soviet mountaineer division. They're going to get defeated in a little bit. It's not looking good. The USSR has lost a whole lot of their industry in this war. Let me check how many divisions they have. They have lost 1.50 million manpower. To fall of Sevastopol, yes, I can tell. Let me check the other war we're in. So no way, I gotta go to the war tab. Let me see here. USSR. Let me see. Is this it? No. I guess it's technically the American Civil War. So the USSR has lost nearly 2 million soldiers. The Germans, on the other hand, have lost 173,000. That is not a very good casualty rate at all. Grab this division here. These Chinese troops, put them on the front line in China. They're from China, so they might as well defend China. And these Icelandic troops we have in Russia, what are getting to Russia, they're still in China. That just shows how long of a trip they have to get there. I guess the infrastructure, I should have improved that a little bit, but oh well. Now we can modify the government, grab, say, a Chief of the Air Force, go with the all-weather Agnar Hansen. I guess that's the guy. Grab him. It's just such a disaster here on the Eastern Front. Moscow is, yeah, there is a realistic chance Moscow could fall in a few days. Meanwhile, with that said, Hungary is advancing into Anatolia, so that is definitely something to witness, without a doubt. So, yeah, they're pushing pretty hard toward Ankara. They took Istanbul. It doesn't seem like they're going to lose it anytime soon. But that's just crazy to see. And the Germans are pushing harder. They don't stop. They never stop. Just red bubbles everywhere, nearly. Red bubbles almost everywhere. Jaeger Infantry 1 is done. Now, let us research this here. Shock Troops 1. Hold the line, please. Hold the line. Okay, we have 2 divisions arriving. And now this Icelandic Defense Forces in Moscow are here. Try and hold the line. We have 2 provinces. That's what we're operating with. That's way too wide. Okay, hold these provinces and that's it. Hold just these provinces. They're so good. They're pushing forward so hard. We're going to have so many divisions here. Only, oh my goodness gracious. Hold the line here. Just regroup with our 5 divisions. Hold Moscow. And it may fall soon. It could fall soon. And this is really bad. Wait, what happened? Wait. Did I miss? What happened? Wait, why am I in exile? That's the USSR? No. What happened? Okay, forget it. Now, here's some Marines 1. Research that. Good. And what's going on with the USSR? Kingdom of Siam joins the Greater East Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere. That makes things more complicated for us. Maybe? I guess Burma now is going to have to fight against them, probably. That is concerning. They may have to fight against Indochina as well. It's just, oh my goodness gracious. They are not stopping their push. We're still holding the line for now. We're going to lose ground soon, though, it looks like. Yes, we're losing ground. Why are we in exile? Oh, we're not actually fighting against... We're not in war with the German... Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm just sort of here. Do I fight against the Germans or not? I don't want to fight against them. They're terrifying. I don't know. Let's retreat. I don't know what I was doing. I should have declared war on them. Oh, my goodness. USSR. USSR, I need you to be alive, but you're clearly going to die. I only have 20-some divisions. 20-some divisions. And we're going to lose soon because of that. Because what is going on now? What is this? Justification. Siam is justified against the Chinese People's Republic, whatever. Yeah, it's not looking good for the USSR at all. Moscow is going to fall. And now there goes Albania. Poor Albania. They fought as hard as they could. And it's not looking good for the USSR at all. It's just not looking good at all. That is terrible. Moscow is still holding, though. How much longer? Who knows? Do I join the war? Maybe, maybe not. Yeah. Okay, so Moscow, there we go, it's going to fall in a second. And there we go, Moscow has fallen to the German Reich, who pushes onward. Is this the end of the Soviet Union? Maybe, so let me see here. Yeah, it's not looking good for the USSR at all. Not looking good at all. And I think, honestly, with the way everything's going, I'm probably just going to end my playthrough here for Iceland, with the Iceland Communist Path and the Hearts of Iron 4 mod, the Road to 56. I mean, we were able to get a pretty powerful puppet in China, but at the same time, we're really dependent on the USSR being strong, and they're probably going to lose their wars, which means we'd be basically banished to protecting China or Iceland proper. And I think, honestly, that wouldn't be that much fun to do overall. So, with that said, I'm going to end this playthrough here. And if you enjoyed this series, thank you for watching. I'm sorry it had to end like this. It's just very strong Axis. Japan is just crushing my biggest ally in Asia. And with all that said, also, if you enjoyed the video, well, if you enjoyed the mod, make sure to check it out. It's pretty fun. Pretty wide array of different focus trees for many different countries. And if you enjoyed the video itself, make sure to like and subscribe.